up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are ready to go. We got AJ in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Amy, Andy, Bill, Jason. Good morning to Jeff, Keith, Lauren, Lucian, Lydia. Good morning to Marius, Natalie. Good morning, Renee. Good morning to you. We got Rob. Good morning, Tim. Virginia's in the house. Good morning to you. All my people out in YouTube land. All my lurkers that just sit in the background, don't say nothing all day. It's okay. I still love you. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Hostile, you came in. You did take it, but that was a delayed comment. You still took the first place, though. Good for you. I like it. But let's see what happens. So we got the market is SPY pulling what's up, right? SPY is dropping a little bit from yesterday. It took us a long time to get that drop. I will say we did nothing for most of the day, and then by the time everyone just got fed up with the market, it decided to finally move. But the entire time was still telling you, looking kind of weak, even from pre-market. You have your technically back here, you have your first lower high. You try to come up, lower high, and then eventually we broke. Next one up here, lower high. Let's go back. Let's see if we continue this trend a little bit. Let's see if we change it at all pre-market. Lower high, technically lower high, and we'll see what this one does. Not a great, not great. That's even though it took forever and a day in here, we finally got the break again. It just took a long time for this market to break. Even all of after hours, we're still kind of just putting in this lower high trend, lower high, and we're gonna need a new higher high to reverse this one. That being said, still pretty bearish feeling. The question is, where do we bounce at? And let's see where that support comes in. I think we're very close to one of the supports. Yep. So we have one right here around 589, and if that breaks down, we have 587.71. Let's do a quick volume check on the side. So we're kind of in a decently heavy volume zone. So I have, if you start breaking like 588.72, it's a little bit more work for the bulls to have to try to come in, scoop these shares up. Otherwise, you got 587.79 would be your next kind of big spot for the spot to see if we're really holding or not. Other than that, yeah, we're opening right into a little bit of support. It is technically a retest day from yesterday. We're gapping outside yesterday's range, but all of that is just happening inside of this candle from Monday. So you really could have just put your money into the SPY on Monday, and you're still not really having to make any type of decision. And then big support on this one, 587.97. So from what it looks like, just the fact that we're still continuing that downtrend, we are at a support, maybe a little bit of a bounce. I think the bounces are still getting sold until we run into this 587.79. So I think we have a little bit ways to go. Although I wouldn't be shocked if some bulls want to come in here, still inside day for Monday, buy this up. Not sure where we get to, but we'll check the obviously we'll check it live minute by minute. We'll see what this market actually wants to do. If we could start intraday creating some higher highs, that would take us into a 592.70 target. Otherwise, to the downside, if this support does not hold, we got 587.97. The next one, 587.60, and then there's not much really holding us back till about 581.39 for a much longer retest. Man, there was a stock that I was looking at earlier, and it just was doing the same thing. I forget which one it was. I made a mental note to myself too. I was like, this one looks exactly like where I think the SPY looks like it wants to do. It'd be a good one to pull up. Just whatever you do, don't forget the stock. And now, yeah, now I forgot. So we'll see. I don't know. But either way, we look like we're heading lower. Q's, a little bit of life support. This is the big support we really got to hold, 516.29. We're not too far away from there. Again, we are at the very end, looks like, or the very low of yesterday's session. So not much has changed there. We've already been to the support. If we start losing 516.29, I don't really have much holding us back up till about 506.84. There might be a few other long-term levels that are a little bit weaker in here, but otherwise there's not much really till this 506.68. So it looks difficult. To the higher side of things, if we get some kind of a bounce, there's all sorts of now resistance being put in. We got 518.09. I think we got 518.89. And then we got 520.15 all the way back to like 520.83, which would be the big one. So I don't know if we hit any of those up in this higher range today. We're gonna have a lot of resistance on the way up. So for right now, it looks like we're trying to hang into support, but a little bit leaning more bearish than bullish for today. We'll see. Bitcoin. I saw some people in Slack posted about Bitcoin. By the way, I've also seen some of you guys are just way too nice. You guys have been posting really awesome comments about me, about the room. I appreciate that. That it is definitely meaningful. I appreciate all you guys. But we got Bitcoin is looking at 106,213. Yesterday was a very good close. Admittedly, that is a new higher VPOC for Bitcoin. We did break out of this range. The Bulls couldn't get the close above it. Nonetheless, inside day for today, but we're still hanging out. We've already come back to retest this 106, 269.55. So I would remain bullish on Bitcoin unless that candle breaks out. Even today's VPOC so far higher high. So watch this candle today. If we end up starting to give back some of these levels, the next spot for support 105, 421 on Bitcoin. But right now it does look fairly bullish still. So we'll see if this consolidation breaks and 3-day weekend for crypto to do some work coming up. I forgot about that. We'll see. All right, if you guys got tickers, let me know. I see a couple of them coming in. Joe's in the house. What's up, Joe? Corey's here as well. We got Target is not looking good. Yeah, I think they had earnings this morning. They're not posted yet, but I don't think the earnings were that good. Although I think they didn't they get bid up. Yeah, I don't know if this is a real candle or not. I think this was 6:30 this morning. They did this thing up to like 103.69. Yeah, I think there was a miss on earnings, if I've heard that correctly. But you have a so probably a false false breakout higher. This one looks rough. I think this one probably continues to go short. You are trapping immediately. One, two, three, four bullish days in a row. Maybe you want to see a little bounce first. I'm not sure. You are getting down to a pretty big support on target at this point. So watch $90.69. That wouldn't give you too much room to the downside if we do get a bounce there. If we break through it, yeah, you probably have a lot more room, but I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's see if we could get at least some kind of buying into like the 92.06 zone. If we start clearing that, I think a nice big resistance is 92.46 and 93.42. With that support there, it's going to make my short tough, although it looks short. I almost rather try to play the fade on this one if it comes down lower. So if we get down into the $90.61 range, I think I'd much rather be attempting to go long and maybe this kind of double bottom, at least for an intraday day trade, might hold. Longer term, this looks rough. For right now, this looks very difficult for target. But we're still above that $90.69. So as long as we're there, maybe we hang out of here and just kind of continue to create that longer term double bottom and push on out. But for right now, looks rough. I don't know if I'd want to go short. It's already done a lot of that short work already. I think looking for a fade on target would make the most sense for me. But even on that fade, I'm going to need it to drop a little bit further for me to try to get into that. We got MU. MU is also a gap and go to the downside. Ooh, but at a support as well. We also know that the Qs, we just looked at the Qs, they're on a kind of a life support from a potential bigger move to the downside. This one is a very similar situation, but you're right at that support, 96.91. I think if we start to lose that, you do have a gap and go from yesterday, still inside this candle. So psychologically, at least, I would say that 95.69, just people trying to scoop it off the lows of that day in case it breaks. I don't really have any support there. So the next spot that I got for support is about 95.22. That would be my target. And then I think if now you're getting to that target, you're breaking down that candle, you most likely, I think, probably target into about 95.11. If that doesn't hold, your next spot would take you into about 94.53. So it's got some room on it. Watch that support. I would actually like this one to be bid up first and maybe get in If you're gonna go to try to short this thing, I think the closer you get to like a 97, 91 print, the better risk reward you have. So let's see how we interact with that support though. If we get some initial buying as soon as the bell rings, I'm not gonna be so eager to short and to see if it could just get bid up a little bit more. And then if we're gonna try that short, we're gonna try it a little bit to the higher side. And then second attempt down into that support, maybe that's a little bit easier to break down. LI doing something different. LI Auto. Good gap up. It's already run a lot into this gap up. And where are we on this one? We are right above that pivot. That looks good. Next mini target, I guess, is 29.67, and then I think you got 30.43. So I don't love the fact we've run into this gap up already. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to resort to this until we break 29.72. I think probably some people that were buying this thing bullish has targets in there. The next bigger spots take you to like $30.86. Then I got like 31.99, and then a final really good target if we get there is about 32.81. But nice gap up. Looks a little bit different than the rest of the market. It is good looking, like I said, good looking gap. That resistance is troublesome. All this buying, people are profitable. I think I'd be hesitant and just maybe it's one of those ones that just opens and runs, but I think it will go without me on this one. Unless we get a pullback into at least minimum 28.98, and I'd almost want to see it closer to this 28.41 zone. Let's put this higher on the list. We'll see how it reacts. See if there's anything fun there. It does look like it gaps frequently, and this one I don't know if this is. No, it doesn't look like an earnings gap. Is this a Chinese company as well? Cerebral Days, Motor Vehicles, by International Institute of Management. I'm not sure if this one is a Chinese company or not, but I know Baidu did have earnings that came out today. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with this company. Otherwise, there is that resistance up there, and a lot of people have bought it. So give me that pullback first. We got Hood from Joe. Hood had a good day. We had a good day trade on it, which I'm just deleting off the chart now. That one worked. I think we hit that one almost pretty much to the penny of the day, which is I'm just gonna call it skill, but yeah, no, that was luck. If we had our target like two pennies higher, I don't know. I don't know that we would have been as lucky on it. But you got so a little bit of a gap down today. We now just came into that big final resistance. I think if you start getting back to 65.04 again, still going to be a resistance, but maybe a little bit easier to break through. Even with this gap and go to the downside, you are still inside day candle. Um, I wouldn't touch it here at open. Gap and go, that's going to tell me there's a little bit of intraday bearish sentiment. So maybe you're going to try to go short. I think the better spot to go short would be about 64.54. But your target, I think, is going to take you to about 63.43. That one we've already kind of messed with once, so maybe that could break down. I think your stretch target for the day takes you to about 62.92 on this one. But up in the zone, obviously, very, very bullish running into the fact that we're pretty close to 52-week highs is a very good accomplishment for Hood. I don't know if there's too much of a trade here unless we're going to go. I'd wait for some move first and then kind of see if we stay within that range of 64.54 to 63.43 for today. Um, so either short higher or getting lower. Otherwise, inside day just kind of chopping for now. Bull. Bull has earnings. Did they add it to the chart yet? No, it's either tonight or tomorrow after the bell. So I've seen mixed reports. I've seen mixed reports on this one. I don't know if we have earnings tonight after the bells, but I'll be watching. I think it's Thursday though. I think it's Thursday after the bell. Otherwise, I think that's going to be your next big event. We've had really good pops yesterday, and I'm so not happy I missed this one. We saw this one. I think I got to put it on 5 minute. We saw this one live during the market, and I think I was just in Tesla at the time. But whew, yeah, no, this one. I didn't even sleep last night because I was like, how did I miss that? How did I not take that trade? You have a good bear trap on this one. Nice hammer comes in. You're looking to hold. It's just a tricky stock sometimes, and that would have been a monster move to ride it up. Stops would have been somewhere down here. I think a 1.2 would have even taken us to there. So I fumbled it. That was it. I fumbled this one. We just didn't take it. I hope somebody did because we pointed out there in the room, but I know me personally didn't make anything from it. Other than that, it seems, and even from that rally, you could see that it got bought up and it just ended up fading and dying. So nothing really crazy happening with this one. Every time we get some kind of a rip, it sells. But maybe we do need some earnings to come out. Maybe we need to hear from the CEO something about this company. Keep in mind all of this, longer term picture in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if this is a good company, if it's successful. We saw Hood go through the same thing. Massive move, nothing happens. It looked like death. Everybody hated it, and then all of a sudden, now it's just on a momentous tear to the higher side. Maybe bulls that in the future. I'm not sure. But when those earnings come out, I think that will give us some clarity. And there is a ton of shorts in this thing. So I don't think they need really good earnings. Like I said yesterday, I think they just need earnings. They just need something, some kind of communication, something, and they're probably in a blackout period now. They can't really say nothing. But if they come out with something and some kind of positive spin, this one can have a decent run to it. But I do think probably not today. I don't think today. If there's no earnings tonight after the bell, probably not tomorrow, but maybe after the bell tomorrow that we could kind of shift. But we need something to shift this expectation. Otherwise, the shorts are absolutely crushing this one for the moment, able to get it under that 200. Although we haven't been trading that long, so that 200 I don't even believe is there. Most of those are going back further. Most of this is just through warrants, and I don't even believe that those lines are even accurate to where we're at on the charts for right now. But we need more data, more time on this one since it just IPO'd not too long ago. But other than that, for now, I think it's just chilling inside day. You really got to start getting back above 1240. It does give you intraday. There's nothing here that I would say like, yeah, I need to get bullish or bearish on this one as a day trade, or which way I think we're going to break because I have no idea. But shorts have been dominating. Otherwise, if you watch it, it does give you some really interesting like opportunities throughout the day. And if you're in one of those ones that just start squeezing all of a sudden, that could be a really really good trade. So the way I treat this one is if I'm in it, if I'm going to take the risk and R, I want more than a 1.2. I want at least two. Give me 3 Rs type setup. If I can see something like that, then I'll take it. But it's a watch. Lydia says tomorrow the 22nd. Okay. Yeah, all right. We'll see. We got hymns. So probably today's maybe nothing burger and tomorrow probably nothing burger, but maybe we could wake up to a nice little gap on Friday. We'll see. In either direction. I'm not sure. Hymns. The only thing as I know is if with Bull, if the earnings are bad or people don't like it, there's so much selling already that maybe some of those bears start to take some profits on a negative report. You get some kind of a bounce from there. So either way, I think my plan, and I have shares of Bull. Before we even go to hymns, so I have shares of Bull already. If I'm not going to plan to buy anything else or hedge anything through earnings, we'll see what happens. If we get a big gap down, that's where I'm going to dollar cost average. I'm going to buy some more shares on the opening price of Friday. Otherwise, if we gap up, I'll let the shares I have do its thing. So that's kind of the plan. Very, very simple, very caveman-esque type plan. But we got hymns. Hymns is gap. So it's a little bit of a retest gap, still inside of yesterday's candle. Again, just another powerful, massive move. We're just really inside of this little flag pennant pattern that's setting up now. So we didn't really break anything. Not quite. Hasn't really broke. And we're at the very low end of that range. Otherwise, targets for today become sticky. So I have about 57.86, and that would take me outside of the triangle. So if we hit that range, we're going to need probably some kind of a hammer, get us back into that pennant pattern, or bullish engulfing candle. I don't know, maybe it's not impossible, but I would say more likely a hammer to get us back into this. You have your resistance not too far above you, but it would start to show a little bit of weakness, I think, at that point. Hammer keeps the story alive. Otherwise, we get closing probably underneath this candle. This candle from May 16th. That might start a little bit of a bigger pullback into probably your next target about 55.36. We've hit that already. Maybe next target down 52.24 or $50.49 right into some of those moving averages. And then we'll have to see if we could get another change in story, change in momentum. So we'll see. CRWV for Lalalu. Let's see. CoreWeave has been an absolute monster beast. Yep. It's this probably still has a lot of momentum in it. It's just too high for me to buy it here. But I have heard people talking about CoreWeave for a few days now, about a week or so, and it has been just absolutely popping. So very, very high for me to get into it. If you're in it for now, it still looks good. I think if you we already now hit yesterday's support. Bulls still there, managed to close above it. You still got the VPOC higher. So right now it still looks good to probably continue, but I would definitely be working your stops up, if not taking some gains on this one. I'm not sure how far this thing runs. I've got no targets above me. But yeah, CoreWeave has just been an absolute monster for I mean, if you got in off of a break of April 21st candle, even if you had the consolidation and then you took a break up here somewhere 45, you're up 100% since May 1st. That's a pretty good return, I think. That's a pretty solid one. Yeah, if this one pulls back, there might be opportunities for swing trades, but also there's a lot of momentum in this thing. It's just getting all crazy hyped for now. So, what could look like this on a pullback with these type of stocks could also just look like this all the way retesting, and then you have something like this. But we'll see where the momentum comes in. Otherwise, it has absolutely been tearing it up for now. But I have no position in it. Nada for me. Tesla. Yeah, UNH was falling off a cliff. I saw that too. Tesla is still doing different things than the market. So yesterday, I don't know, I'm kind of getting the same vibe that we just had yesterday. We'll see how it pans out, but still in this range. So we have a range from, I guess, the higher end of this. Even yesterday's VPOC was still higher than all this. That's still fairly bullish, I would think. But you got 349.67 getting into yesterday's candle. So we opened pretty much right at a resistance. We managed to break through it. I thought the resistance would have held a little bit better. I was thinking if we get back down to this 342.40 zone, somewhere around there, that would be a decent spot for a buy, and we just chop around here for a bit until we get some of those moving averages to catch up. When this candle opened yesterday and the rest of the market was gapping down, Tesla was gapping up a little bit, very similar conditions to today. This thing just ran up, broke through that resistance, and then gave us a new higher high of 354.90. So I was impressed. I was like, man, this is still bullish. And then we sold off all that. And then eventually, all we really did was get back down to where we said in the beginning, if we just fade, that would be the spot that we're trying to get in. So we managed to get a nice little day trade off of that. We snagged almost a 1.2. Some of you guys got a 1.2. You guys, I might have went a little bit wider on my stop. I should have went a tad smaller, I guess. But other than that, yeah, we got about an R, something like that. So not bad. It is choppy. You got one day higher, one day lower, one day higher, one day lower, one day higher. We'll see where today comes, but if we get back down to this 342 zone, 341.94-ish, we'll see if there's support, but we've been there now, and maybe that could break. If that breaks, I think that's when your bigger move comes in to eventually get back down to 322.17, which would make some sense after a big move like this. Otherwise, for today, it is doing the same thing it did yesterday, so we'll see if we get the same reaction. If this market opens and Tesla just runs again, watch 347.85, watch 348.30, and then watch 349.67 if we get up there and maybe market wants to start flipping, give us some higher highs, and we get that breakout. I'm not sure, but we're just in a couple day chop zone of this one. UNH is a gap and go to the downside. Yeah, I think there was more concerns about fraudulent activities, I think, that came out yesterday, or there was a downgrade into it. So there's a news headline To me, this looks short with potential target back to 276.79. It's had a pretty decent run. I think you do have at this point though some bulls that missed this candle, some bulls that just missed this entire move. All we essentially did on this pop was run right into this little bit of resistance. That VPOC from yesterday closed pretty bullish. I think we were still trapping some bulls on this gap. Um, and thinking maybe we get to 336.59-ish or back to like this 379. Looking for that gap fill. So some people maybe like just waiting for that initial pop. This might be that time for bulls to get in. I don't know that they get in here though. I think if you get back down into like this 276.79 zone, which we might have hit. How far do we get down? No, we only got to 295-ish. I thought I saw a 276 print, but on TOS, I'm not sure. At least on TradingView, we didn't get down there. Gap and go. This is a tough spot. We'll see what the opening candle is. If we get a high wave candle, we might be able to short. There is some room in this one. Otherwise, if we get back into the 312.07 zone, that would give us a really nice short from there too. So I'm hoping they buy this one up, and then I'm hoping we start stalling and seeing some good candles around 312. 312, 312, 12, something like that. And then I think we have another opportunity for decent looking short on that one. Meta, but it's got the headlines today, so we got the motive for the short, and we just need the shorts to step in. Meta looks pretty weak. Yeah, I'm just gonna want to short that one. That's it. That's all I want to say about that. That looks just I'm gonna short. Does that help anybody? Was that useful information? Um, Question is to where. So the first spot is 627.09. This might look like one of my favorite gaps. And again, at open, maybe we just pump the brakes on the short and see if we get bid up. If we get a high wave candle, I think that would look fantastic. The only thing I don't really want to see, and this is what's definitely going to happen because I don't want to see it, the bell's going to ring and we just flush from here. But first target is 627.09. I think that can break. We've been here a few times. We get back down there. There's a lot of pressure. The next one, 622.18. I do think that could break too. That would be our second time into that one. And I think targets take us to about 616.19. So I like it to the short side. Would love to see some buying first or give me a high wave candle. We're running out of time. First solar into a big support. I'd see if we get a little bounce into, and it's already doing it now, 163.48. Other than that, you guys are absolutely incredible in YouTube land. Let's take a look real quick at TLT. That one looks rough too. Yeah, that's not a good open, but TLT acts a little bit weird sometimes. We'll see. That is a very, very tough open, not holding support. Maybe more pressure for TLT to the downside. Everybody else in YouTube land, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button if you have not done so already. Otherwise,